Dear friends, as we had a very sad story in the gospel passage for today, there is danger that we focus only on a small part. If we try to do that, there will be not so good consequences. For example, let's just take that part where Herod made a promise to his daughter. Ask whatever you wish and I will give it to you. And Herod wanted to fulfill his promise. Let us just take that part. A man, a king, made a promise and he wanted to fulfill his promise. Taken apart from the whole story, this sounds okay. Someone who gave a promise wanted to fulfill his promise. But if we place it back on the whole story, we will see not so good consequences. We will see the death of John the Baptist. We will see tragedy. So we analyze that part of someone who reveals a promise, of someone who is happy because he made a promise, of someone who enjoys the attention. So this was a king who spoke. This was a king who was applauded for the promise he gave and for the generosity that appears to be coming with his promise. But there was also some other people who spoke the truth. John the Baptist told Herod, "What you are doing is not right. It is not lawful. It is displeasing to the eyes of the Lord." So Herod made the promise. It appears to be good. He is happy about it. But when it is the other, John the Baptist, who made a proclamation of truth, he did not want to hear it. He was not happy about it. He would rather suppress it. What was lacking in the whole story and in the person of Herod seems to be the readiness to listen and to communicate. I repeat, Herod was happy to reveal promises, to speak of his own truth, to make himself be heard. But he was not ready for others to speak, for others to communicate to him, and for he to communicate with them. He was afraid that others will be better. He is afraid to learn from others. He was afraid to recognize that others are pointing out what is wrong in him. And because of that refusal to communicate, then tragedy happened. My dear students, when we go to school, we are trained not just to bring out the best of what we can be. I know this, I will tell this to my classmates. I learned this, I will reveal this to my teachers. That is one good part. But when we go to school, we are also trained to listen. We are trained to learn. And we are being made ready to communicate. This is my opinion. What have others got to say? This is my experience. What are the experiences of others? At this point, I spoke. At one point, I have to be quiet and I must be interested, genuinely interested in what others have to say. There is always the danger to simply talk and talk and talk. There is always the danger to believe that the universe revolves around us, listening to us, watching us, exalting us. But our gospel passage and our school setting trains us to communicate, to listen, to be attentive, to be open for correction, to exchange ideas, to be a part of a community. Not to be always the best in the community, but to be sometimes the best participant in a community. We speak, we listen. We are listened to, we are open for others also, for others' opinions likewise. Let us learn from the gospel and let us look at ourselves. Do I communicate? Do I listen? Am I willing to learn from others? Am I willing to be corrected by others? And if our answers will be yes, then I believe we are on our way for healthy maturity. We are on our way to a life in bigger society and community. Again, listen, learn, and communicate. May we be able to get these skills so that we will be prepared for life's challenges. Let us all stand.